I mean, the last show of this particular, series of shows. And I'm going to take some questions from people if they have them. By the way, if you saw this is actually a cake. You can eat that. And I'm not sure, but I think they're going to put it out by the bar area and serve it to you guys. So you'll be able to try some of that. I mean, you don't really want to eat it because it's so beautiful, but apparently it's made to be eaten, so we'll make sure that you can eat it before midnight. I can't believe no one did that joke already. Come on, you gotta do that joke. I'm not alive if I don't get a joke about the rules once a day. You don't know what it's like to be me. Walking down the street, did you eat it before midnight? I was like, yeah, I ate it before midnight. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So why don't we open up the floor to questions, and we're going to do this in a nice kind of unobtrusive way. We're going to have this young lady has a microphone. She's going to come over, give you the microphone. You don't have to get up and look all, have everyone stare at you. You can just kind of ask a question from your seat and be nice and calm and cool and collected. Anybody have questions? Can't really see people because the light is in my face, but if you raise your hand, there's one. First person on the dance floor always gets things started. First person asks the question. She's in the middle though, so it's going to take a few seconds.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Cheers. What can I do for you, darling?
I would like to know how much fun you actually had doing this movie.
Do you know, it's amazing. That's probably one of the most popular questions I get.
Okay, so
And I'm like, no, it's not
generation.
bad. It's not bad that you asked it. It's just made people like, did you have fun doing it? And I'm always surprised because I guess what people want to imagine is like me kind of skipping around the set, having an amazing time, and Gizmo and I snuggling with each other and everything
And you
like that. And the truth of the matter is, yeah, I mean, it was basically a pretty mind-blowing experience for me. I mean, I'm 19 years old, never been to California, I'm a New Yorker, fly over there, 4.5 months working on a Spielberg movie. You're the lead, you're working 70 out of 78 days on the film, and it's just shocking and mind-blowing. And then your leading lady is Phoebe Cates, so you're kind of like that emoji on your phone now that's like the two hearts in the eyes, right? You're sort of like, pang. And so the whole thing was just, really, really magical. Now, by the same token, it was about 16 weeks of 14-hour days, so it was a lot of work. But it's not really work, is it? Going to work, going to the set with Phoebe Cates every day, is that really what you would call work? No. So, I mean, it was tremendous fun. It was frustrating at times when he would break, The technology was pretty new. And the guy, Chris Wallace, who created Gizmo, kind of had to make it up as he went along, so he was super stressed out. He was only 28 years old and doing this huge thing that was either going to make him or break his entire career. And so there were some moments of tension, but basically, yes, it was incredibly fun to do, and I can close my eyes and remember just about every single moment of every single day. So, yes, it was a pretty magical experience. Question number 2 down here, very easy to do in the front row.
Hello?
Hello.
That was quite big. How are you? Everything all right?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm chilling here on the stage. I'm fine. I'm good.
I have a question which is probably another popular question, but between the two Gremlins, which one would you say you prefer? Because I can make up my mind, to be honest. I like them both for different reasons, but if you have to pick one.
You mean they're like kids? You can't decide whether you like one kid more than the other
Exactly.
one? Yeah. I personally like this one, the first one.
More.
And I like it more because I think the tone of this movie, the balance between the comedy and the scary bits, I think, which is a very, very difficult thing to do.
That's true.
And there are very few films that do it well. An American Werewolf in London is another one that does it extremely well, where it's scary, but it's also really funny. Lately, I thought Krampus kind of did that.
I love that one, yeah.
kind of well. You know, it was like scary and it was funny, and so the tone is kind of cool. For me, Gremlins 2 is, for me, the Gremlins movies work when you have the human gizmo or creature interaction. And for me, in Gremlins 2, as funny as it is, it's got some hilarious lines in it, some great bits in it. But there are sections of it when it's like a Muppet movie.
That's
you know?
true. Yeah, I agree.
And there's like 8 minutes of nothing but you know, creatures. And I'm kind of like, can we get some humans in here?
Yeah.
A little bit, because I think it works better when the humans are interacting with the creatures.
I like
Otherwise,
the-
it's like, you know, the Dark Crystal or something like that. Yes. We have a question for this young lady down here.
Hello. I was thinking about which one was my favourite Gremlin, and I like the one that's really smart because he has one of the best lines.
The brain gremlin?
The brain Gremlin. So which one's your favourite?
My favorite gremlin or my favorite mogwai? Because my heart pretty much belongs to this little guy right here.
Gremlin.
Because he's my buddy. And we cuddle together and snuggle, and you know, I have to take him home and put him in the closet where it's nice and dark and dry. Make sure that I feed him regularly. I found as an actor that people really want to cling to the fantasy that Gizmo is real. I still have him, we're still buddies, I have him home in the closet, I take great care of him, and I'm getting him prepped for Gremlins 3. So I just keep that fantasy alive.
He's not real?
Yes, sir. So my favorite gremlin's probably Stripe. Because he blows his nose on the curtains in this one. It's one of my favorite bits. Hold on, I have a quick question. Is there anybody here, and we've had at least 1 or 2 people in every screening, and sometimes we've had even more. Is there anyone here who's seen Gremlins for the very first time and has never seen it? Look at that!
Wow.
Gremlin virgins in the audience. Amazing.
How does that happen?
You've had to do some dodging to avoid this movie for 32 years. It's just amazing. But good for you. Okay, so I won't do spoilers 32 years later, too soon. Yeah, so there's a question in the center there. I saw this gentleman had one. You can pass the microphone to him.
How's it going? Nice to meet you. Nice to finally meet Flash. Just be a bit of a controversial question. Oh, this is terrible. I could probably just shout there and everybody could hear me. But
I can hear you fine, sir.
oh, that's all right then. That's all right. I'll keep going. Was it ever discussed by obviously the drive behind the film, like what would happen to Gizmo if he ever got covered in water?
I think we all know that.
Was that me, or was that like a bad radio signal where I was just breaking up? I was like an FM station, and it's like...
I've always been curious as to what would happen to Gizmo if he ever got covered in water.
What would happen to Gizmo? Well, if you see the film, well, maybe you have. If he gets covered in water, you know,
sorry.
bad things happen.
No,
If he gets covered in beer...
it's been a long day. Sorry, it's been a long day. I mean, if he ever ate after 2 o'clock, I totally got on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame this on the microphone if that's all right.
That's fine, yeah. I do the microphone thing, too. If Gizmo gets water on him, he multiplies, it's painful. One young woman came up to me yesterday and she's like, "You are so mean." I was like, "What are you talking about? You know that it hurts him and still you do the water droplet thing and drop it on him again." I was like, "I'm trying to find out about Gizmo and save him and figure him out." She's like, "You're mean." I was like, "Wow, tough room."
Sorry.
That's quite nice.
The actual question was... No, I got it totally... No. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sir, stand back from the vehicle and relinquish the microphone. Drop the microphone, step away from the vehicle. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wondered, when you were filming, did you keep hold of anything from either of the sets as a souvenir?
Another very popular question, which is not a bad thing. Did I manage to keep anything from either movie? Well, let me just say this briefly. Each Mogwai or Gremlin that was really fully functional probably cost somewhere in the area of about $45,000 to $50,000 to manufacture. So it's kind of like saying, if I did the Fast and Furious movies, they're like, did you get to keep any of the cars? No, I mean, there was just two. I would have loved to, but they were just kind of prohibitively expensive. And the other thing that was interesting is that by Gremlins 2, Warner Brothers had figured out that they were actually very valuable. And if you were working on the movie, they would have you, what you Brits would call pop the boot of your car. Every time I left the studio, and I'd be like, guys, you know, I'm kind of like in the movie. They're like, we know, open the trunk. And they would frisk everybody who left to make sure that we weren't stealing stuff from the set. And I was like, you really think I'm? They're like, yes, we do think there's a possibility that you'll steal stuff from the film. So they would make us pop the trunk. So I did not get any actual stuff. They let me take the occasional prop. I took the sword from this one, where I was kind of, well, I don't want to spoil things, but I do things with a sword in this one. And there's something else in the second one too. And both of them, this is pre-eBay, both of them I was at very, very early conventions, and people were like, can I have that? I was like, sure, take it. Just gave the props away to fans, because that's the kind of guy I am. So yeah, amazingly, people say, you must have tons of stuff from the movie. I didn't even have Gremlins DVD. I have nothing from the movie except a beaten up gizmo that I travel with. Not this one. That's the Prince Charles one.